initially we said Fnatic's bot lane should have the advantage. Let's see if someone like Jonan can change that in the first game. Of course, there is Rise versus Karma.
Jankos, the First Blood King, looking to live up to his namesake. Stretching strike connects, will pull
nice.
back. That's very nice. Elastic slingshot comes in, gets the knockup. First blood on the cards. Bwipo's going to go down, and G2 strike first.
Wonder on this Joker theory. He had the counter pick. Yes,
they get the dragon. There's no contest here. If you look at the vision from Fnatic, there's nothing to spot it out. So the first dragon of the finals, the Cloud secured.
I feel like both teams are looking for a fight.
Well, they are indeed. Rekkles is the one that starts it. He goes forward with that rocket jump. Hylissang splits up the team. He's already thrown down that Glacial Fissure. Let's bounce. Pulls back too. This is a bad fight for Fnatic. Hylissang's already down. Brox is running for his life and he'll get dropped. It's a double kill for Hjarnan. Raining down the rockets onto Fnatic as Rekkles and Caps are running for their lives. Jankos gets two, pulls them back with the stretching strike. Defensive flash from Caps and G2 find another. The third of the fight. It's a whitewash and G2 are crushing Fnatic.
Gank opportunity. But while all that action was going on, Hjarnan was just beating his way down onto the turret. Will secure the first of the early magic resistance. Seems to be the name of the game for Fnatic, as Jankos looks for another gank.
Alright, he's flashed in, uses the Let's Bounce. Realm Warp will deliver perks into the mid lane. Glacial Fissure buys some time from Hylissang. Now he's the man that's in trouble. That Unbreakable will eventually break when 4 members are running you down. Perks gets his second of the game and turns the attention to the mid lane tower. There's no defense from Fnatic.
It's another play set up by Jankos. He's the one going aggressive. It looked like he was all alone.
Because he thinks that the collapse is going to come down regardless. It means he will still have that later if he wants to go in for one of those flashy plays that Hylissang loves to make.
And early we looked a little bit at
a lot of early game advantage because that's what their comp allowed them to get. But then they struggled to actually end things when their composition wasn't really designed for team fight.
They want to turn for the fight.
Find out. Teleport's coming in.
They can just finish.
They're going to rush it. They're going to rush it.
Instant smite is available. Baron is already secured. Brox is now in the pit, but he's left alone. Glacial Fissure comes down as Wadid is going low. Going to get knocked up by that seismic shove. Here comes
it's a big one.
Fnatic may have found the fight. Jankos is going low. Cell division not yet popped. Bwipo's already killed the back line. Flash for the Rekkles. Fnatic are chasing. They're trying to cuss G2. They've done it. Perks has got one back. This is a messy fight as Baron will only be on a few members. Jankos has escaped with his life and Perks will be looking to run down. Going to try to survive, but in a 3-on-1 it is a matter of time and your MVP will close it out with Hylissang.
What a huge fight.
Well, the siege is on and the tower has already fallen. Keep your eyes on the minimap. Bwipo has got that unstoppable onslaught available, but not the great...
They're looking for another engage with Jankos.
The tension. The Alexis shot. Jankos is not fired.
To allow him to be more aggressive. Jankos is going in though.
Alright, Let's Bounce is available. It's going to get rooted down. Just use defensively. Jankos pulls nobody back. This is a good start for Fnatic. Hylissang jumps onto the front line using that shield. Sometime. Hjarnan is down! Rekkles dunks him! It's a double kill for Fnatic and they've got the advantage.
Bwipo comes up huge, gets a knock-up onto Hjarnan, and the rest of Fnatic collapse. They have their eyes on the Infernal Drake, and they secure themselves another team fight win.
Oh, Fnatic
used his Consume on, because that was going to be the primary target to keep Hjarnan alive. G2 ended up with a negative Baron power play as Fnatic have come back into this game strong.
G2, they were waiting for Jarnan's flash to be ready, but it wasn't up for the fight. And then without the time catch-up
to get that punish down. Now they're going for a play in mid.
Alright, Hylissang's going to use stand behind me. Jumps up, gets the Unbreakable. Gigantic shield teleports in the back end from Bwipo. Flame Choppers might buy some time. Jankos is already going low.
Jarnan's dead!
Hjarnan is dead again with flash and heal available. Bwipo's looking to find a little bit more. A flash forward from Hylissang. Gets a Winter's Bite as Wonder gets shot down in the back end. The kill picked up by Rekkles. Wadid not going to get knocked up, but it doesn't matter. 3 kills to Fnatic.
And this is the worst timeline for G2 as Baron is alive. Rekkles and the crew have their entire team alive, but their eyes are set on that middle inhibitor.
They got some minions coming. I think they want to go straight for the Nexus here. Rekkles on Tristana can kill these turrets so fast. Another option is just mid-inhib and Baron. But with 20 seconds still on Hjarnan, one on Jankos even longer, they're looking for the finish.
The death timers are so high. Perks has to put on his blue suede dancing shoes to deal with 5 members of Fnatic. Wadid's going to help out for a little while longer, and Fnatic are chasing. It's Rekkles that gets another, the 5th of the game. And despite losing early, despite falling behind, Fnatic fight back and strike first in the Spring Split Finals. They've not finished the game yet because Hjarnan and Perks, they're trying to...
Hjarnan!
How did they do it? was my win moment. But Hjanen will not go quietly. He's flashed forward, continues to chase.
Gonna get the reset.
Looking for the rocket.
It's
Cho'Gath! Here comes Wonder. Caps gets taken out. It's Hjanen gets a triple kill, and we're not done.
Oh, time to get their first kill, and suddenly the Jinx pops off.
G2 now walk away with a 5-man Baron.
Behind them, Fnatic are starting the Infernal Drake, and G2, they're not contesting, they're not risking anything
Gentlemen, 2 Infernal Drakes for
because of it, but because we had that big play at the Nexus from Hjanen, there's still time for G2 to win this game. Almost at even objectives. On the side of G2, they might look for something. Fnatic jumping in as well.
All right, Hjanen sold his boots in favor of that Phantom Dancer. Let's see what damage he can put down or if he's caught out. Glacial Prisoner teleport to the back end. Fnatic, they've already got the passive from Jankos. The fight's not done yet. Rekkles is being trying. Focus down from Perkz. Perkz flashes away defensively. Rekkles gets him. Turns onto Rekkles. That's a double. He's not done yet. Firing away onto Wonder, looking for more. Winter's bite tags Hjanen. Wonder survives for a few seconds longer. The bomb explodes. It's a triple. Has
He's going for the Penta.
Spring Split MVP trying to find more. Doesn't want to go toe to toe. Shots back and forward.
He's going to kill it. That's the Penta.
Going forward. The Quadra. The Pentakills for Rekkles.
Rekkles! What a hero for Fnatic. The superior AD carry comes out on top, and they're going for the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, in 42 minutes, Copenhagen, are you not entertained? Fnatic take game 1.
And this game showed exactly why Rekkles are the MVP of the Spring Split. The team builds a composition around him. They look towards him to carry the first game he's dealing with. And Jinx on the other side, Arise as well. And yet, Rekkles are able to consistently take down the enemy front line a lot faster than what G2 could do.
As Siva locked in for Fnatic. After all the AD carry bans, it's a reminder of exactly what Rekkles did in that previous game.
It's usually because they play through topside.
All right, Bwipo's flash is still on cooldown for a few seconds longer. Undertow into Rekkles swing plus the cannon barrage. Bwipo's going to get taken out. Not yet! The shield comes up and Jankos, the first Blood King, not going to do it. Finally gets picked up. Wonder even had some support from Perkz and Wadid. Running very low. Here comes Broxah. Chilling Smite and Flash available to him. Gonna use that ultimate. Catch him down. Broxah bites back.
The support bait here, Hylissang staying top. Here's where we have to remember the GPO could be important if a fight breaks out, but all of G2 backs away because Perkz was not allowed to move close to the river.
Giving those stacks opportunities as gank happens up top.
All right, let's see. Where is Bwipo going? Can he buy enough time? Wonder's gonna get out of range of that onslaught. The flash already used. Impale should lock him down. Not yet killed. Finally gonna get taken out here as Bwipo and Broxah. They've chased very far. Parks can hold 4 hour.
No TP on support from the rest of GG. Oh, Caps! He just solo killed Perkz!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an
more proactive around topside. Oh
no,
he's going asleep.
Dun, 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 dun. Let's stopwatch was used. Now there's going to be a turnaround. Flash forward from Perkz. Here comes Jankos. Portal jump buys some time. But here's Broxah. Caps has escaped with his life as the unstoppable onslaught comes out. Now all of a sudden, here comes Bwipo. He's looking for Perkz. The defending champion about to go down. Pops the plant. And Perkz is still running for his life. The fracture into the Impale. Bwipo bites one.
Caps was so low. Where's the GP ulti?
G2 have a very strong mid-game composition. They can force a lot of plays once they hit these item spikes. And
hold that thought because Bwipo is about to get taken out. Chilling Smite for the assist and Wonder will be donated the kill.
This is what I wanted to see more of from Jankos. Try and get this GP further ahead. Player on the top side.
In plus Rage Blade, it is decimating the HP bar.
Look at Broxah, look at Broxah.
Broxah's nowhere near. Hylissang's inside the pit. 2,800 hit points. Battlestar comes out. Wadid takes down Hylissang. Baron is down. 1200 HP. It's secured by G2, but at what cost? Bwipo, Roar of the Slayer, takes down Wadid. And now Fnatic are trying to use Zombie Bwipo as a front line. Caps and Broxah sitting on the back end.
Carried, they strike at a 20-minute Baron.
And this was the mid-game that we were talking about. G2 with the decisive calls, G2 with the confidence,
And of course, as we jump out of the replay, we're straight into a Fnatic fight. They've taken out Wadid. I don't know how that happened. Here comes Jankos and Wonder, though. They need to get something back. Chain of Corruption misses, but the barrel and the hail of arrows take down Caps. Hylissang gets bopped by a parlay, and G2 are not done yet. It's a 2-for-1 trade. They're looking to secure another tower, as they've already dropped one during the course of that replay. Weepo's trying to use that smash to buy some time. Unstoppable Onslaught used defensively, but he's burst down. Hjarnan has a fully sacked Rage Blade, and he is angry, hammering down on Fnatic. Another tower falls, and G2 pull ahead.
And this is why over the game, they're getting back some of that global gold, utilizing the spikes that they have now hit, but they need to be able to close things out. We've talked so much about this.
15 seconds on that buff as the tower is being chipped away. Hjarnan got himself stacks on that Rage Blade. Here comes Perks flying in from the side. The 5-man stack of G2. Couple autos away from finishing off this tower. It will eventually drop, and G2 escape with the objective.
And I want to use this opportunity and now alongside G2, coming into game 2, when things look so bad, you still have pressure on the side lane, which Fnatic is trying to shut down.
Wonder's going to flash away from the Sleepy Trouble bubble, but with the help of Broxa and Weepo, it is just a matter of time. He finally gets taken out as the rest of Fnatic arrive. They dove 2 towers for that one, and they should be able to take it out.
Yeah, well, G2 got the outer turrets with the Baron, they got a lot of gold for themselves. They're not that far ahead in terms of the carries. If you look at Sivir here for Rekkles, like 300 CS at this point, almost completing his Infinity Edge.
Double TPs, Caps is coming in from behind the pit, and Whipper's going to be inside the river. He's instantly running for his life. There's no ultimate available. Wonder needs to find the powder kicks, puts one down. Is interrupted by Hylissang. The damage hasn't come out yet. And the multi-man knockup! Fnatic have got themselves 3! They're looking for a quadra. Not going to find it just yet as Caps is hunting Wonder. Hjarnan gets run down, stunned down.
He's going again!
For Rekkles! Are you kidding me?
Pentakills!
Insane! Fnatic in the late game team fight. They just keep destroying G2. It all starts with Whippo TPing in behind. It looks like G2 can maybe kill him, but he turns it around, and then we kept talking about how this Sivir was farming. She was getting items. 3's enough for Rekkles. He gets another pentakill.
Oh, wow. As we jump back into the action, Fnatic have picked themselves up an Infernal Drake, and they're diving all the way forward. G2 are routed and running for their lives. Jankos forced to flash over the wall. They're not done yet. Rekkles has got one. Hell, every time he gets kills, I think another pentakill is on the way. But G2 are Fnatic, despite the strength of G2 Esports. Now, for Fnatic, they still have to press through the final objectives. Ultimate from Jankos will keep him alive a little bit longer. The Sleepy Trouble bubble will tag Wadid on the way out, but there's no follow-up. Fnatic knock over this level of performance from Fnatic, and maybe it's even better than anticipation. Look at this, the Chain of Corruption slowly starting to spread. Defensive flash from Weibo as Fnatic are trying to push 2 lanes at once. Caps takes out the top lane tower. The rest of Fnatic pushing into the mid lane. Jankos got a decent amount of MR and HP, so he's not going to get insta-gibbed by those paddle stars, but it doesn't matter because Fnatic, they've broken open the base.
And Wonder find an opportunity to just chunk a member of Fnatic out. He still has a lot of gold. He does have 3 items. It's going to be so difficult, though, for G2 as they look to defend their base.
All right, a couple of ultimates available, but not going to be enough. The tower falls. And whenever you see an Olaf running backwards with the ultimate, you can understand the situation. Fnatic very happy to take 1 inhibitor, very happy to take a 2nd inhibitor on the precipice of going 2-0 in the Spring Split Finals, and they're doing this one by the numbers. Gonna push down to the bottom lane and take the inhibitor as well.
Gotta break the spirits here, see if they can actually get a fight. G2 currently still trying to be very defensive. Fnatic looking for something.
Man, it's about sending a message. Fnatic are saying, screw it, let's make 3 pentakills. Let's see if they can find one for Caps. He's got a paddle star kill already. Manages to find himself a double. The rest of Fnatic playing defense. Hylissang catching every single shot with that Unbreakable. The Nexus is being knocked over, and Fnatic are deconstructing G2 Esports. The defending champions go down, and Fnatic are 1 win away from the title.
And while we talk a lot about the AD carry damage coming in from Fnatic, the entire setup around the fights is actually the most important thing to look at. The Braum and the Sire, 2 games in a row, have been huge for Whippo and Hylissang. The Braum is sitting very, very scary.
And I'm remembering back to the quarterfinals last year, gentlemen, where Perkz pulled out the Cassiopeia in the Game 5 top.
Okay, there's no flash on Wonder.
And this time round, it's Wonder that's being ganked, not Buipo. Rox is going to look for some CS. Remember, Wonder forced to use that flash much earlier on. Gets caught up by the CC, 250 HP. The shield keeps him alive for a little while longer. Volcanic Rupture comes out, they knock down. Flash forward from Buipo.
Oh,
He gets minion block, and it trades 1-for-1. Compliment of the creeps.
Good gank. He will be one of the primary engage tools, as we're seeing an engage in the river.
I never get to go story time, as all of a sudden Brox is going to be the focus. He's going to get burst down, a lot of damage. Flash over the wall from Jankos. He's going to get caught up by the Impale. Now Perkz is looking to shut down Hylissang. Throwing out Twin Fang. Rekkles now going to try clear out this wave as quickly as they can, and a potential fight will ensue. The boop onto the tower goes down as the Impale will pull Wadid backwards. The Orn engage comes up from the mid lane, and Wonder has already picked himself up a kill. The tower falls as well. The Karma falls in the background of the fight, and things are getting a little messy. Fnatic pushing into the red side of the map. G2 are now on the retreat. The Petrifying Gaze will stun down Hyanin, but not enough to continue. Now Perkz forced to use the cleanse and the flash. Jankos charges the slingshot, but does not pull the trigger, and G2 are running, chasing for their lives. Perkz now continues to get choked and pulled down by Caps.
Fight here. See bot lane, the turret actually did go down from before, and Fnatic trying to even out the goal. And that suddenly slows down your entire game. Perkz now, no flash.
Oh, he gets caught up by Buipo. There's the engage coming down, and Perkz will get taken out. In the ensuing fight, G2 are still running for their lives. Fnatic have got themselves the positional advantage. It's not done yet. Caps is now under threat as Hyanin and Wadid are trying to run him down. Going to get rooted down into place by that focused resolve. Caps continues to get smashed down as Hyanin flashes forward for the kill. Fnatic, though, get the tower.
Fnatic again.
G2 constantly struggling to find an edge. Now Buipo, he does not have flash. 4 members on their way top.
Yeah, and of course he teleported to this tower. G2 have thrown more resources. Wonder and Jankos coming in to help out. Let's Bounce is not available. The tower is very low, but there's not enough minions to work with. Buipo's going to get chunked down by 4 members of G2 Esports. The kill is secured by Hyanin. The 4th of the game, it keeps the gold close, and they can continue the pressure on the tower, while Fnatic, they get deep vision in the bottom.
And there's nothing else for Fnatic to try and punish G2 with. They don't have any pushing lanes. You see Rekkles trying to steal away.
Still working that Infinity Edge. Hyanin's got himself the Essence Reaver and Rapid Fire Cannon, and Fnatic will be able to take the top tower with the help of the minions. Realm Warp will buy some time. Caps will just... They're still sitting around the Baron pit. They're going to throw down a little bit more of an engage. Stretching Strike will pull Buipo back, but there's just not enough damage to take him out. Rekkles, Hylissang, Caps, they turn around. Jankos is going to flash defensively, and now G2 are routed and running for their lives. Orn ultimate may turn things around ever so slightly, and the damage is going on to Perkz. He's not taken down, finally out! Perkz finds the kill! That's a second, it's Wadid that takes out Buipo. G2 are keeping their series hopes alive, but how much more can they secure?
G2 Esports finally find a success.
All right, Buipo ultimate is going to not get interrupted. G2, they peel away. Baron has been stopped. A couple of ultimates becoming available, but Caps, he didn't pull the trigger. He's still pushing bottom lane.
Yeah, they have to start the Baron again to at least force the TP from Caps here. Let's see what happens. They go for another fight.
Members of Fnatic, they're grouping up. Here comes the call of the Forge God. It is not redirected. There is baited by a Mountain Drake, so Fnatic, they can look to push those towers and play around those objectives as we continue to scale in the mid to late game.
And it's important to note that G2, when they started that Baron, their goal was
when
not...
the TP arrives, or if it will even channel at all.
All right, Buipo is taking some damage from Hyanin, and the Baron continues to get chunked down on the back end. It's down to 50%. Caps has not yet pulled the trigger. He's shoving. Keep your eyes on that bottom left. He has the call of the Forge God. That's going to knock up Hylissang. He's running for his life as the Stretching Strike pulls him backwards. Defensive flashes. Caps has not teleported yet. Hylissang is now down. Fnatic committed for the inhibitor, while G2, they only get a support kill.
Fnatic accept the fact that they're not going to win the fight, so they will just trade it for an inhib instead. Caps is still pushing as 5 members of G2 are hanging around the Baron.
If G2 mess this up, it could be the game, it could be the series, it could be the split. Caps continues to hammer away on the Nexus turret. The Baron is not yet started.
Interrupted.
Yeah, no flash,
It's
no flash!
playing PvE. Hyanin is stuck inside the pit, but Fnatic have not committed.
Baron's gonna kill him.
Continues to push on the Nexus. Baron is going to take down Hyanin, but Rekkles gets the last hit. Fnatic are winning everything.
They got the Baron now. Caps is still pushing here. It's only Wonder who recalled. He's gonna force Caps away, but now Fnatic gets everything.
Jankos, is he going back to base? He's not even going to try and steal, giving this away. Oh, okay, he's still hanging around.
Watch the HP, watch the HP, 2,400. Not being burst down yet, stretching strike inside the pit. Jankos, no flash available.
Caps is still in the base. He's still trying to do it.
This is insane! Jankos goes inside the pit. The Baron goes down to 1,200. The smite fight is won! Fnatic gets a last hit. They take out
into the base.
Jankos, and they're pushing in for the win. Fnatic are about to do it. They've got minions pushing down as Wonder is trying to stall, trying to use the Call of the Forge God, and Perks, the last remaining member of G2, will hold firm for now.
Trying to defend, but 5 members of Fnatic already pushing for that mid inhib.
Gonna take that one down with Baron empowered minions. Supers in the bottom lane. Fnatic will not make a mistake at the Nexus again.
And why Fnatic actually winning out on this trade.
Now Fnatic
Call of the Forge God, but it is not synchronized. It's not partnered with Jankos, and Caps once again is pushing in the middle lane. He's not with the team because he doesn't need to be. The inhibitor falls in the top lane, and Fnatic are on the precipice of making history. 3 inhibitors down. The last Nexus turret falls,
the fight.
and the final fight. Jankos is impaled, pulled backwards. He's killed, taken down by Rekkles. A rocket jump forward as Caps takes down Perks. Wonder follows shortly thereafter, and Fnatic will turn their attention to the Nexus. Fnatic topple G2 and are your spring split champions. Are you kidding me? They are diving for the triple kill. Fnatic rule Europe.
Fnatic have done it.
A final years in the making. The 3-0 does not represent the quality of the games. And Fnatic are your champions.
Took them 2 years to rebuild. Figure out what kind of lineup do they need? What kind of coaching staff do they need? Hylissang joins this split, and Youngbuck joins the team as well. So much credit towards him from all the Fnatic members. And now they're sitting here 3-0, dominating G2 in the final.
What a performance from Fnatic. Celebrating being back on top.
Fnatic last year, they made it to the semi-finals. They struggled. They were concerned once again. Would they falter? This time round, they did not. They came here to Denmark and they performed.
And they came here for one thing: Copenhagen and the Royal Arena. Fnatic have come to claim the trophy and declare themselves champions of Europe. Put your hands together for your 2018 Spring Split champions! Watching the players revel in victory as Bwipo hoists the trophy. You see Youngbuck in the background as Hylissang hoists it. 5 consecutive titles for Youngbuck, while he was not a coach on stage, along with Dylan Falco. As you mentioned, gentlemen, It was the entire organization.
And they deserve it. They were the best team during the regular season. They were the best teams in playoffs. And this performance, 3-0 win over G2 Esports. Exactly what all the Fnatic fans were hoping for.
Many fans were not expecting the 3-0 in the final. Was expecting a long back and forth, and while many of the games were very close, Fnatic were the ones, the superior team fighters, the individual carries stepping up. Bwipo subbing in for Soaz. So many fans were afraid. Would he be able to deal with the pressure? Could he handle it? He certainly did.
Especially when you consider the ganks and the pressure. 2 pentakills in a championship series. 2 games in a row. It was an MVP performance from the Spring Split MVP. And there can be nothing but praise for Fnatic this year. They will represent Europe at the Mid-Season Invitational in Berlin. Which, by the way, tickets are available for sale. Go check out lolesports.com. Well, let's see how well they're going to show. Let's see what they're going to do on the international stage once more. Commiserations to G2 Esports. It was a valiant fight in games 1 and 2. They had opportunities, but were unable to overcome their own mistakes to pick up the wins.
Outmatched today across the board, and Fnatic can raise the trophy.
I have never seen Broxah smile quite that much, and justifiably so, winning on home soil in such a spectacular manner. We'll be hearing from several of the Fnatic members a little bit later, and Sharks will be setting up for our traditional winners interview. I believe Laura will be chatting to a few of the players as well. For now, it is just for Fnatic to celebrate. I think because Brox is smiling so much, if I'm reading that correctly, he's just about to get interviewed. Law will be chatting to the players shortly, and what a phenomenal season, what a phenomenal split for the Fnatic organization.
Thank you very much, Quick Shot. You can give them another round, they deserved it. Guys, congratulations. What does it mean to you to grab this victory at home in Denmark today?
I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, this is too insane. Like, best experience ever. It's so cool.
Caps, how do you feel right now?
Yeah, I haven't even realized we have won yet. Like, I don't know if I expected this to be a 3-0. I'm really happy that we managed to win, especially in front of all the Danish fans and my family.
Well, it was such a fast series from you guys. What makes you stronger today?
I think, I actually don't think we were that much stronger individually, but all the games were really slow, and later on we just played really well as a team, and yeah, somehow we just managed to close it out every time. So I think we were just a better team today. And then obviously another small fact is that we have 2 Danes and they have 1, so what can they do, you know?
And your AD carry had an outstanding performance through the whole series. Talk me a bit more about Rekkles. How is he as a player? What makes him stand above the rest?
So when you're Rekkles in your team, you know that if he goes past 3 items, he's always a win condition in himself. So even in game 1, when we were really far behind, we knew that as soon as we hit enough items, he will be able to deal out the damage and he won't die, so.
Obviously, you guys all played well, but in my opinion, another player deserves a bit more credit, and it's Bwipo on the top lane, because he had to fill Soaz's shoes at the last minute. What do you think about the progress he made as a player in such short weeks?
You know, I think this reaction from the crowd pretty much sums it all up. Like, Guivo has been amazing. He came in pretty much out of nowhere, and suddenly he plays really solid in semi-final, in the final, and yeah, he has just been really amazing.
And also, he was obviously playing against the Dane on that team, so he had the hard matchup, but even then he managed to do huge Qs on Cyan every game. I think he caught Yanin multiple times, so definitely shout out to him.
Awesome. Last question for you guys. You're gonna go to MSI, obviously. It's gonna be your second international experience. How do you feel about it? What are you looking forward to the most? Maybe you can translate that.
Like, to be honest, I still haven't realized that we even won, so I'm not even sure what I look forward to the most about MSI. I think just in general, playing all the international teams is really amazing. Going up against the Chinese teams and Koreans, who we had a tough time against at Worlds. And yeah, like, just the overall experience of playing in our international tournament is going to be really cool.
And Caps, one last question actually. How do you recall on the performance you had through the whole split? What progress did you make as a player and as a team?
So I think we have said a few times that Joey came in and obviously helped us a lot with like a lot of plays we can make as a team. And I think it also showed today that we were just better as a team. And even if they had the stronger early game, a lot of the games, we managed to come back. And as soon as we got a lead, the game was just over.
Is there anything you would like to say to the Danish fan watching you in Danish, obviously?
Jeg vil gerne sige tak for støtten alle sammen. Tak for, at I har hæppet på os. Vi har virkelig kunne mærke i dag, at vi har haft hjemmepublikum. Og ja, så bare tusind tak. Jeg tvivler på, at jeg nogensinde kommer til at opleve noget inden for e-sport, der slår det her. Så tusind tak.
Caps, you want to bounce back on that? They have too much energy. Is there anything you would like to add? After maybe.
Og jeg vil også gerne sige tak. Tak fordi I alle sammen er her i dag. Jeg siger, at det er starten. MSI, det er det, hvor vi viser, hvor gode vi er. Og så næste split, der viser vi, hvem vi virkelig er. Tak fordi I er derude.
Well, guys, thank you very much for joining me, and obviously congratulations on grabbing this spring split. Now, for more on this game, let's send it to our casters.
Thank you very much, Law. Now, Caps and
Absolutely phenomenal. Rekkles, first up this day, couldn't have gone any better for you. You start off with the MVP award. You say that you want the whole team to shine, which happens, but you also get a pentakill. How do you look back on today?
Thank you very much, guys. So I was really nervous before today. I didn't think I would be as nervous, but I remember when I stood here during my MVP interview, and I was just really, really nervous and kind of worried as well. But I felt like we had really good preparation this week, so I thought that we had good chances. At the same time, as long as we kept our mental game just fine. So I thought after game one, when we were all coming together for the pentakill, that this series was probably going to be ours. So I was really happy about today's results.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. When you talk about being nervous, Buipo, you get thrown in here. You get to play on this stage with Fnatic. How is it for you, and what does it mean for you to win? Do you feel like you now proved that you're worthy?
I think when I came onto the series, everybody was saying Wunder was going to beat me, and he was the best European top liner. So it feels really good to prove that that was wrong. I'm better.
you know what? Yeah, go ahead.
To add on to that, I do think the SOAS is the best, if not second best, depending on us. So I do think that Fnatic is the 2 best top laners in Europe.
We always say titles are very important. International tournaments, bragging rights are kind of important, but you say, screw that. Bragging rights are important. I gotta say, fantastic job from you as well. Hylissang, I have to go to you first. You spent so many years in the Unicorns of Love, did some fantastic things, but you never were able to push through to that final moment. What does it mean to you personally to finally lift that trophy with this team?
Well, for me, that we won today means so much because I kind of started doubting myself in UIL at one point. That am I like the problem, you know? And living in UIL was a risk for me that I decided to take and join Fnatic. And making a win today for me means so much. And I know now that I'm actually good, you know? And it means so much for me.
Well, no doubt about that. You are actually good, and it was fantastic to see you lift that trophy. I do want to go to the coaching staff as well. I thought it was very, very cool that when you guys all lifted the trophy, after that, every single one of you lifted the trophy themselves, got all the cheers from the crowd. Is that kind of the symbolism to say, we are a team, we have done this together? Joey or Dylan, whoever wants to.
Like, we've put in so many hours this split. I think we all just spend 10, 12 hours a day at the office, like all 7 of us all together. So we have just been doing everything together for this entire split. So it really means a lot that we can be here together lifting the trophy.
Mm-hmm. And Joey, you did it. You did it. You made a bold move. You left the 4-time EU LCS champions because you saw something in this team. So what does it mean to you to make that happen?
I mean, the moment I was talking to Fnatic, I knew I wanted to be the first person to win 5 titles and not give that honor to Perks. So I'm really happy with the move, of course.
Fantastic. I want to go a bit more in depth about the series and what do you think makes the difference. First, we have to crown an MVP, a finals MVP, as decided by the wonderful people on Twitter, and that is Rekkles. Congratulations.
Thank you.
74% of the votes. So I think you could do better than that. 74 is really not that many percent. No, just kidding. Fantastic job once again.
Thank you so much.
It feels like you've gotten a lot of accolades already this day. And you didn't die, did you? Well, you know that, obviously, but...
Yeah, I knew. I mean, like, I know that I'm not a bad player, right? Like, I know I've always been kind of good, but obviously I've gotten a lot better as of late as well. But I don't think that's, like, the end of it either. Like, for example, in 2016, I thought I was just fine, but we were not that great as a team, and then it was almost impossible for me to do anything. So then people just judged me as a bad player. But I think, like, as soon as you get your team together, that's when you can truly shine. And I think, for example, like it was just very clear today because I didn't really have to do much. Like, they just set me up, and yeah, it was kind of easy.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of easy? Well, Broxa and Caps, you already got to talk to all of the crowd, but I do want to get your thoughts specifically, Ilya, on the matchup with Caps. That Perks-Caps matchup was the most anticipated one of the entire finals. How do you think you did?
Pretty good.
Let me ask it differently. Do you think Perks felt like he was at an international tournament?
I mean, it depends on the game, because game 1 we were playing Karma, and it's hard to get a lead with Karma, but yeah, definitely the game 2
Mm-hmm.
felt really good.
I think that in this moment, without, there was a lot of back and forth talk and then a bit of trash talk here and there, but I think in this moment we also have to recognize that you guys were stronger than G2, but they still put up a hell of a fight, because a 3-0 doesn't, for me, paint the picture accurately, Caps. The games were a lot closer, and the early games were definitely not that straightforward for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely made a lot of mistakes. We took a lot of bad fights early game. I guess the level 1 cheese kind of made the game difficult, but game 1 and 2 we took a few bad fights. But I think the fact that even when we take these kind of fights, we can still bounce back, kind of proves what I think I even said before the final, which was, if we get a lead, we will end the game. But during the regular season, G2 hadn't shown that. Like, if they didn't get a lead, they wouldn't close out the game. And again, in this series, we see that they were just not able to close it out.
For Perks, this was a very important day, and for the rest of G2, is there anything you want to say to him in the end as the worthy opponent that he was?
Better luck next split.
I mean, I set you up, it could go either way. You said what you wanted to say. Broxa, once again, congratulations also from me. How do you look back on the growth of yourself in the split so far? And what was it like winning here in Copenhagen, getting to run to your family and being like, I've got the trophy?
Well, throughout the whole split, I felt a lot of additional pressure compared to my last two splits, mainly because the final was here in Copenhagen, and you know, I really don't want to play another third-place match here in Copenhagen. We've had enough of those, so I'm really happy we made it to the final, and well, I'm surely not disappointed. Like, this is more than I could have hoped for. It's so crazy.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, we have to be honest here, and if we look at the entire postseason, you guys have played out of your mind. You were very dominating. Is it safe to say that, do you feel like you've dominated the entire split and the postseason, or was there a definite shift somewhere throughout the shift where the split rather, where you guys really found your synergy? I don't know who'd like to jump in. No one. Okay.
Coaching staff, hello.
Coaching staff.
I'll take one for the team, you know. I think in the start of split we struggled a lot, and we were drafting as if we were a really good team. And then we actually made a shift to say, okay, well, now we're just gonna make enemies have to be better than us, and we're just gonna fall back and play for the late game. And then somewhere in the middle of the split, we're like, okay, we're good at this, but we're not gonna win the split playing like this. So we're actually gonna work really hard on our early and mid game. And then later in the split, we actually show that.
It looks like the well-oiled machine really came together today. We have to look at what comes next now for you guys. You lift the trophy. That means you also get to go to the mid-season invitational. Most of you have never been there, I think, outside of Joey and Dylan, possibly, right? So that is a huge event. It is coming up very, very soon. You guys have a couple of weeks to prep, but what are the goals there? What are you looking for going to MSI? Caps, maybe?
I definitely hope we can get revenge, because last time we went at Worlds, we got really beat up by both Korea and China. So we definitely want to get a revenge there. Obviously, beating NA again would be nice. And other than that, I just hope we have a strong performance.
Anyone else? For some of you, it's another chance to do well on the international stage. Broxa, Rekkles, you guys just at Worlds, as talked about, did well, had a good run in the end, but you weren't happy with yourselves, Broxa. So how far do you think you can go?
I think it's really hard to say generally how far we can go coming into international tournaments. It was the same at Worlds. Like, we all hoped we could go far, but in reality, you never really know. And I think comparing ourselves to regions like NA, Taiwan, maybe even China, I think we're in a really good spot. But obviously, taking down the Koreans is not an easy task. But I definitely think it's fair to go for semifinals, finals for us.
Yeah, that would be a good goal. Does the coaching staff agree?
Joey, I think, made second at MSI last year, so I don't think we want to disappoint him.
Well, Joey, you came very close. I mean, now you just got to win, right?
I mean, I want to do two things. One is make the final again, and the second thing is kick NA out of groups again.
Okay. No punches spared there. Bwipo, you now said, well, I'm better than Wonder. I've showed that today. Now you're going into a competition, possibly. Obviously, we don't know exactly what the situation is going to be. But when or if you get to play at MSI, how do you go into something like that with top laners where, again, everyone will say, he's a wild card, he's a liability?
Right. For me, what's really important is that I get to prove that I can do what I can do. That I can win and the team can trust me. That I can play the tank, I can play the carry, no matter what I'm playing, I can compete with the best. And getting the opportunity to play against all these international top laners that are at the highest level will be able to give me that satisfaction. And in case that goes wrong, I know I can work harder, because I'm 100% confident that I can at least compete with them, if not beat them.
There we go, a lot of confidence. Rekkles and Hylissang, same question. You guys have now played together for a split. There were some synergy issues in the beginning. You guys talked openly about that. Now it seems pretty much fixed. Hilly, how do you think you guys can go up against international bottom lanes?
Well, it's hard for me to say because I've never played against a really good bot lane. And yeah, like I don't think, like honestly, I don't think Europe has a really good bot lane. And even me and Martin are still struggling in some lanes that we shouldn't. So I think if me and Martin keep working like we are doing right now, we can perform really well against really good bot lanes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to them.
Martin, what's your aspiration when you come from the European stage and you get 2 Pentakills in the final and you make everything look easy? How do you go from that to a very difficult playing field at MSI?
Well, the plan is to go to Korea in bootcamp, and then I guess if that's not enough, then I'm not really sure what I can do to make it to be enough. But I think we're gonna try hard, like really hard for MSI, because it's my first one, and I've been around forever. So I don't think I'll get many more chances in my career. So I would really like to make a mark, because I feel like I've already kind of done that in every other tournament there is. But MSI is something I've never attended, unless you count All-Stars 2014. So I would really like to go there and just like dominate some other regions that talk too much.
I love, by the way, how everyone in the crowd here is hanging on your every word. Anyone who says anything, the crowd is very happy to hear you guys talk about your victory. Before we continue, maybe this is the time to have someone just thank the Fnatic fans across the world. They were plenty here, and there are always plenty around the world. I don't know who wants to speak to them.
I'd like to thank the Fnatic fans for receiving me very well.
Anyone else?
I would like to thank all the fans and the awesome Danish crowd that cheered for us, and they support us through the whole time, and it's awesome, guys. Thank you.
Well, now finally, I want to look ahead just a little bit and maybe also spare some words for the other teams that didn't make it to lifting the trophy. There can be only one. First up, if you guys look as a team, do you guys feel like you've now turned a page and this is the start of a Fnatic era? Is this now the turnaround? This victory, possibly MSI, summer split. How confident are you looking towards the future, Braxa?
I think we've made some really good changes coming into this split, and I think a lot of the things that we were doing poorly last split has been improved a lot for this one. So I'm pretty confident coming into the next split, and I think after playing at MSI we're only going to be better. So I'm sure that we can look to get another trophy next split.
From the coaching staff, if there's one thing you want to work on in summer, what would it be?
I don't think, well, at least for MSI, I don't think such a late game focused strategy probably is going to be optimal, especially against top Korean teams who are really good at closing the game. So that's probably something we should be working on.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think there is that much left to say. You guys lifted the trophy. You guys did it. I'd like to just extend the word to you guys for now. Maybe Caps first. Final words. Can you sum up this whole experience for you here in Denmark? I think they're doing Baby Faker, if I heard that correctly.
Honestly, I just really didn't want to lose. I know there's a lot of my family here and a lot of my friends here, and also all of Denmark. So
all of Denmark.
we're not that big of a country, so so I really didn't want to lose, and I hadn't even thought about winning. I just really want to avoid losing, and since we did that, I'm just really happy.
Well, guys, Denmark, Royal Arena, please, one more time, as loud as you can for your 2018 EULCS Spring Champions Fnatic.